Welcome to Cordage ROPE Homestead.
All right, we're glad you're here today. We're gonna go plant something that we really love doing here. We're trying to grow our food forest. If you haven't seen that video, you can check it out. It's gonna be right up here at the top. But we're gonna go plant something. If you wanna come along with us, we'd love to have you. So what I've got today, somebody gifted me. It's actually from my mom and dad, but Papa said, "Do you want these?" And I said, yes. Actually, if I remember correctly, we might have gotten these whenever I was in Boy Scouts, whenever I was a little guy in Mesa, Arizona. We went to Philmont and we just went on a trip with the Boy Scouts. But there are some really fascinating things about yuccas. You can make cordage out of the leaves. I think the flowers are edible. I also read something about being able to make shampoo, some natural shampoo from it. I haven't researched a great deal. I've never done any of these things, but I have read that they are very useful. And what we were trying to do here is have a polyculture. We're trying to grow a lot of different things. I want to grow anything, especially anything that's edible, that grows in my zone. And there is some edibility to these. I mentioned about the red buds, and if you haven't seen that video, it's up here. It was one of my early videos. That the thing that's edible on those are the flowers and the pods. So there's not a whole lot of edibility on these, but there is some, and there's also some homeopathic treatments for it that you can use it to treat migraines and some other things, and I might tell you more about that in a minute. But we're going to dig these holes, and we're going to make sure that it's we're going to also plant them in 2 or 3 different locations. I read that you might want to plant it in semi-shade, but it did come from the desert, so I'm going to plant some in full sun, some in semi-shade, in 2 or 3 different locations. I've got some 2 or 3 of them here that I can plant, so come along and see.
The red buds, you can make tea out of them.
So I don't have anything growing here. It's a pretty sunny area, except for I've got some Jerusalem artichokes that are up here. I've forgotten to tell you about those. I might do a video on those, especially when they come up. So I'm just going to dig a large hole here, and I'm going to make sure the soil is nice and disturbed, so the roots will have plenty of place to go, and they're supposed to be very easy. You're not supposed to have to do anything to them, so they are a desert plant, so I don't have to water them, and they can grow in most any kind of soil. They're one of those that grow like weeds. Anyway, I'm gonna plant it right here. Take a look. Get off me! There's one of the Jerusalem artichokes. Might plant it somewhere else. I've got them all through up here, so they're supposed to be really great for the soil. Here you go. So what we want is soil that's teeming with life. That's what we're trying to do here, is build soil. You see the worm? There, worm. So he's helping us build the soil. We're happy for him. Abraham loves worms. They tasty? So here's the yucca. Do you see the root? I had to tear it up pretty bad to get in there. I think the root can be used for something. I'll do a little bit more research before I finish this video and tell you what we can do with that root. I'm just gonna put it in the ground over here and just leave it alone. What is this?
I don't know the name.
This is a yucca plant, but what is this part? What the part of the plant is this?
It's a root. We don't know. I'm wondering if it'll grow if we put it in the ground.
Yeah. So I was told that the yucca roots, if you plant them, that they'll grow as well. So I got a piece of it, and Benjamin said he wants to experiment. We're gonna put this in the ground. We got a hole dug here already. Hey, there you go.
Oh.
We're just gonna put it in the ground, and then we're gonna cover it up with the soil. So one of the beautiful things that we love doing on our homestead is experimenting. This is an experiment. We put one over there in the direct sunlight, and this is over here in the shade and beneath this oak tree between our, I didn't tell you about it the other day, our North Star cherry and a nectarine. The place that I actually got these from was in the shade. So maybe it'll do, maybe it won't, but we'll definitely let you know. We got a few more to plant. So we got this yucca planted in 2 or 3 or 4 different areas, and some in the sun, the direct sun, the full sun, and some in partial sun. The resources that I've looked at said if you've got it in full sun, then the leaves can turn a bit brown, so you might not want that. But there's a lot of uses for it. As I said, you can make cordage from the leaves. The root, it can be used to make some soap. You can also eat the leaves. Some people say that if you eat the leaves raw without cooking them, then they can be bitter and cause some stomach ache for some individuals. You can use the leaves after it's turned a bit brown. Some of the very best fire starter it has, or you can find, a very low kindling point. So many different uses for this on the homestead. If you can get some of this, if you can get it for free specifically, then that would be something beneficial to you. A lot of different things, uses for it as medicine as well. I'll put something in the description below. I'll put something in the description below about the uses for medicine and some of the things you can check on WebMD. I found some of that information there. But again, this is a great thing. If you like this sort of thing and want me to profile some more plants that I have on my homestead or some other things like that, then hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. That really does help me, and with the YouTube algorithm, gets more people seeing this. If you want to look for other ways to help, check the description or the About page on my YouTube channel. I've got a Facebook page as well, but there's a lot of different things that we're doing here, and we want you to see some of those things and be a part of our journey. Come back as many times as you possibly can. Thanks. One more thing, it'll be 1 month since I started this channel. I think maybe tomorrow or the next day, so that's coming up real soon. I want to talk to you about some of the things that I've learned that may or may not be of interest to you. If it isn't, then just skip on past it. But I know whenever I've been watching other people's YouTube channels, sometimes I wonder how they got so many subscribers, how they have produced so much content. I have certain questions, so that's going to come up very soon. So we hope that you'll come for that. Again, that'll be tomorrow or the next day. It was February 7th whenever I first got onto YouTube, so it'll be 1 month exactly, 29 days, because it was February and a leap year. But we hope that you come back for that, and if you don't like that one, just skip over it and come back the next day. We'll have something else for you. Thanks. Say hi. He wanted to say hi. He wanted to say hi, and then he got bashful in front of the camera. Okay, say it again. Say.
Hi.
You want to tell them anything else? What's your name? You want to tell them who your best friend is?
Dad.
Your dad's your best friend? Say it really loud. Who's your best friend?
Dad! Emma!
Emma.